Well, the ANC in the province has decided to extend Gumede's leave of absence. We're going back to one of our top stories now. She's currently out on a 50,000 rand bail after she was arrested for fraud and corruption. The final decision will only be taken until yet another PEC meeting is scheduled for the weekend. And Zandile was telling us of the ANC that there is a structure in place that is looking at this situation. Now, the Democratic Alliance reflects on a split between the top provincial leaders. Some want Gumede gone, while others want her to stay. DA's eThekwini caucus leader Nicole Graham joins us from our Durban studio. Nicole, it's an absolute disaster, isn't it?
It is, and good morning, Jane. Good morning to your viewers. We've been waiting now for almost 3 months for an outcome from the ANC in terms of what they plan to do with Gumede. We were told on the 7th of July, when her first leave period came to an end, that they would briefly extend it and then come to a decision. But it seems clear that the ANC are unwilling and unable to actually make a decision about what should happen here in eThekwini and what should happen to Zandile Gumede.
They say that we have to wait until the weekend. Do you think we will find a solution there? And do you have any idea? What are you hearing about what the solution is likely to be?
Well, I think that the point made earlier on your show that Zandile Gumede seems too powerful and too knowledgeable to move against is clearly what's happening here from our side. By all objective standards, she's been a terrible mayor. The municipality is in an absolute state, and the fraud and corruption charges against her are massive. They are very concrete in their evidence. So to us, it does seem as though the issue is more that the ANC are scared to move against Gumede. I'm not sure what another meeting is going to achieve, because there have been numerous meetings in this regard. It was kicked back from the NEC to the PEC, and I think it's just decision paralysis, because the ANC is worried about what Zandile Gumede will do and what she will say if she's taken out of her position.
I mean, quite frightening, that, isn't it, considering what is happening on the streets. I mean, there's been an almost total breakdown of service delivery, and people are living in a city which is in shambles.
That's absolutely the key issue here. The people of eThekwini and the issues that are going on here have been completely sort of abandoned as the ANC focus on their internal politics. The municipality was only able to spend 72% of its capital budget. Key projects are completely stalled, and service delivery is at an all-time low. The matter for which Gumede is arrested related to tenders in Durban solid waste. Effectively, they appointed 4 companies that are aligned to them and were obviously giving them kickbacks to ensure that they could make some money off of it. So basic line departments that deal with everyday service delivery have been completely captured by the ANC for their own purposes. And the result is that ordinary Durbanites have been left high and dry by this kind of poor politics from the ANC. So for us, this is urgent, and that's why we attempted last month to move a motion to remove Gumede off the executive committee. We don't have an executive mayor, we have an executive committee. And
yes, sorry, I was going to ask you.
Refused to table the motion.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, about refusing to table the motion, and where this leaves the DA and what sort of action, because I know you want to get rid of her. That's what the DA said. How?
Well, it's clear that the ANC are not going to do anything about Gumede, and by the time they come to a decision, more damage will be done. Because we have an executive committee, there is a provision in the law that you can remove a member of the executive committee, and then subsequently, if they are the mayor or deputy mayor, they cease to be in that position. We did bring that last month. It wasn't tabled at council, and the speaker was not able to give us detailed reasons as to why. So what we've done is consulted with our legal teams, and we are in the process of bringing that back, hopefully at the next council meeting at the end of this month, to make sure that the council gets a say. Because effectively it was the council that elected Gumede as an ANC candidate, and I believe that the council must have a say on whether we would like to have her remain in office.
And I'm wondering if you have any conversations with the ANC about the situation and how it's untenable and that something must change.
There's definitely a very big split in the ANC in eThekwini about this. There are staunch supporters of Gumede. A number of councillors have been arrested for protests and things like that in support of her. But there are a lot of people who I believe want her gone because they can see the impact that it's having on the city. So we are in regular communication with the other opposition parties, most notably the IFP and the EFF, who worked with us last week to block an item about increasing the salary of the city manager and his deputies. But we do have regular and open conversations with people in the ANC who I believe, given a chance to vote in a secret ballot, would certainly support the motion to get rid of Gumede. She is a very divisive figure, and I don't believe she has universal support in her own caucus and across the province, as the ANC would like us all to believe.
Nicole Graham, good to talk to you. Thank you.